any second. Just here we are. We're on. We're on now. There we are. Okay. I'll just do my day-to-day stuff, you know. Anything? Oh, yeah, my picture's come up now. Full do this, is it? I'm a bit quiet because I'm over here. My phone's not close to me. Can you join me? God knows if you can hear that. That's what I'll do in the morning, have music on. When I get up, I'll stop building all this. Such a fucking shit life, live. You should want to be fucking working and I don't fucking. You know. It's only the way we've got no nails. Should be living on the animals. Maybe you want to dance, definitely not something. Make it sleep and rain is right. You got it, I don't want to. You know, Sheeran, man. Gotta like Ed Sheeran, man. Good song, man. You got me singing, oh, I love it when you do it like. Oh, sad. Yeah, shivers. I fucking feel like that today. In love with you. Touch myself onto you. Need yourself. It's my life. Sun's coming out. What could you do? It's my life. Don't you fall. Here it comes. It's my life. Don't you forget. It never fucking ends. Fucking be Jesus. Modern fucking young people's music. Fantasy, yeah. Fucking music on there. Dust everywhere, man. Dust. What's it coming this laptop? It's my CD, what the fuck's that? Okay, fucking call from water. Just did that. Probably don't know who's been mentioning me this really. I do with one penny. We should just do that. Yeah, fucking can't see what I'm doing, can you? Cleaning my laptop. You know what I mean? Especially these enemy ones have this bloody chrome kind of finish on them. Like, just got the fucking. You know what's the name scratches this? What's really wipe it with? It's to you people, not. It's not from me. I come off of Ventura, the village. Fucking people, man. Fucking dirty, my family. Oh, fucking girlfriend's houses. From this fucking laptop. Well, that's not mold forming. There's no complicated. I don't know whether somebody needs something I've been using. It might be me. I'll take you, motherfucker. On the back to this billion. Fucking tell you what. Wow, 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 wow. Let me be in a shit country. Let me be. Stupid fucking roundabout in this country. I don't know about this country. It's a legal culture. I ought to know about it on the fucking shit. Yeah. I'm gonna be able to get it done with it. Fucking mission and just turn it off. Just come out of it. Forward. I watch these fucking coos, they get all fucking dirty, you know what I mean? Now the stuff's quite easy to clean. Nothing much problems there now, the stuff. Fucking moved about 6 hours ago, I don't know what. Probably errors on it, I shouldn't be there, you know. I think it's because I'm moving in around, you know. Strange on the line or something. I think it's because my package changes over shortly. Like, well, at the basics, we're a bit on that day, I think. Because of the strange, you know. I mean, I will have the basic, but I won't plug the TV in anyway. I told them. I can't have it, but don't plug the fucking thing in, there's no point. Not paying much for it anyway. To be honest with you, I would have thought it'd be cheaper to sort of have internet, the TV and just have internet. 18 months worth of because money won't be most of the time anyway. You're paying for something to do for Queen use, you know. Not me, it's not my daddy who uses it, because even if we don't really use it enough now. So I'm just still paying. If it's something new, I'll pay for my own or whatnot. But what phone, I'm going to have to pay for my own phone for fucking years. Since, well, for probably about 7, 8 years now. I don't know what I didn't used to do before. Oh, bloody hell. Don't want that, me doing that. Sorry, the sun's coming round now. It's a good job to see the proof to you. Sun's actually going to be nice. It's going to be quite nice today. I'm saying I will clone this properly, but just temporarily, just gonna do this. Wiping it out much I can't bit of cloth out much I can do to get rid of the marks, you know. It's like keep zipping it. Comes there eventually. So it just shows marks, it shows finger marks and all. Quite badly, you know. I'll do the walls the mark between the fucking finger and button and button. It's not fucking there. To do with my keyboards in the past, you know, just wiping them like so no cloths, fucking wipe it. So, but use a form of looking, you know, so anyone that really uses it, I wipe it if anybody else uses it anyway. Just for hygiene, you know, reasons. Too much check on the headphones now. I haven't actually charged them up. I don't know which chargers the phones up because I can't be fucking bothered doing it. So I'll see if that goes if I hold my phone. It's because I'll send the fuck. That's probably the noise canceller or something. I'll get it on this phone now, quickly in a little bit. That's better now, you can hear it clearly now. Make myself another coffee with loads of sugar in it. Hang on. I know you'll be able to hear me on here because my Wi-Fi should be strong downstairs in the kitchen. My router's under my bed now, so don't know why router's rebooted me because I've only been on a week. Normally it's every couple of fucking months I have that problem. I don't turn it off. I don't have to turn the router off. You know. Hang on a minute. Don't know why you reboot sometimes, you know. So look, maybe there's a problem, you know. I mean, like the game to learn the other trick is the actual thought with the equipment yourself, you know. Once you well move it around, I'm not suppose it hasn't decayed a fault really. Maybe you bent the fucking finger that goes in, you know, the character that goes in the thing or something, you know. I don't know. No, because it didn't work at all. You just keep losing, you keep losing connection all the bloody while, you know. And that problem you had it in there. Yeah, 24 minutes on that. 24 minutes listening to music. I text your girlfriend as well. I didn't give you to watch all of that video or something. Yeah, it was just so fucking long. That video is too long on YouTube. So I'm not bothered doing that. Just sign if I wake up and hear him in the dining room, which I've still got quite a good signal in here. 2 bars I've got in here. And if I can get full signal, just sign him in the dining room then. I'm still getting 2 bars in here on my Wi-Fi. You know, when they come in here, they go back to 4 because it's there now. It's beyond even in here I am as well. Yeah, I'm in here. See, so what is those video phones with? What's going on there? Hell's going on? That's it. Weird that is. Maybe it's because it's under my bed. I had to move it because I got to put my blow up bed at some point today and test it. Well, tomorrow actually I can do that before the day. I'll have to do it at some point so I know it fits because otherwise I'm going to have to move some stuff around even more. So I've had to move the Wi-Fi and then I had to move the router that router that video and I just had to move that. And it's still plugged in. I ain't even had to disconnect that to move it. Put all the wires on new bed. I'm have to pick my bed up. Put the wires like over the you know, and put them in that where like little cable dock things, you know, where you put your wires in and put it in there. Put all the cables in there. I've all done that with that thing, you know. Hold it all the way through, put it in there, and then put it down. From the wire and put it back out round again, you know. Would have been a bit more. Would have been a bit more tidy doing that, you know. And I don't know if I'll pull it back like it was before. When my parents come back, my mum's not feeling too well, which I'm a bit worried. I mean, she needs the break. I mean, nearly 3 years when we went to fucking away. Last time I went away was with them. Went to fucking the Canary Islands. And it was quite nice there. I'm doing it for fucking ages now. Gone away. 3 years. It's when I had that old phone. It's when I had a new phone. That was. So long I've had that phone for that. The one I used to use, you know. One when I was on EE. Took away on me and they'd give me a fucking. They charged me to take the fucking phone abroad. You know, give me a fucking £10 charge for it to connect to their fucking network there, you know. Roaming, you know. My bills think it's £65 when I come back out to EE. That's the time when I went with EE. And I had a good deal. Well, didn't have a good deal like I do with Tesco. But Tesco are having a lot of problems, Tesco, at the minute. So I'll be ringing them up about it. Calls dropping out and data not working and problems, you know. There was some with them, I mean. For you, and this is just a problem that they're not aware of. Don't know why really, she don't hate this call. My mum's blaming me for feeling unwell. It's nothing to do with me. I haven't got COVID. I haven't got COVID. I know if I had COVID, I'd feel it. It made me feel bad. It just makes me wonder because my mum's going more places than what I do. I only went down Mariel, you know. And then I think they might introduce wearing masks down there again. Because I noticed people who, I wasn't boy people, I noticed people were coughing down there a lot. Like, a lot of people were coughing down there. I noticed that straight away when I went in. I thought there was people coughing down there. I wonder if there's a bug going round, you know. I've just bang on half an hour on that. Call on the phone, you know. Call me on through my computer. Just saying that. There's also some probably clever things I do on my computer. Mind you, people do it on YouTube because if they have to go downstairs, they can't fucking get a signal, you know. They can't take the microphone downstairs. The Wi-Fi's usually quite. The Wi-Fi can reach further than that, you know. Then Bluetooth, you know. I think Bluetooth can only go 5 meters or something. Bluetooth, I don't think it goes very far. Shit. Fucking hell. Fucking coffee, matey. Coffee. Don't even mix it right. Don't not very good coffee. Don't mix it right. Don't mix it right. I've stirred that enough. Look, not boring, bro. Just, you know, Pedestone, is it? You know, put it on things never put on a, never will be put on a plate for you. You know, not those type of people anyway. People who've got done set work for themselves, yeah, they get it put on a platform because they can work with the dad. I ain't got that fucking. Me and you ain't got that thing, you know, or anybody whoever watches this video, they watch it. Nobody from Stanbridge watches this. Nobody's even. I don't know who them 45 subscribers are because they don't even watch my videos. Some of them could be my old accounts. I had maybe the Google and I just added myself on there just to make it look like I got a few subscribers. To be honest with you, when the accounts get took down in a few years' time, probably the subscribers will go down, won't they? And I know the only one on subscribers I've got is probably Adam and my girlfriend, of course, and the only two subscribers I would have on it. I think you have the accounts of things of accounts that doesn't mind, you know, constantly with making, you know. I'm saying that fans starting to get dust in it as well, I've noticed. So I'll have to be cleaned out of that bloody compressed air thing. Saying next time I use the fan properly, they'll have to be cleaned because it's just from my bloody bed. I mean, this bed can't even be down straight on the bed shit. Memory foam things are pounding the arse. I hate memory foam, I do. It's worse than having a mattress itself. Memory foam, it just, you know, could do with some. Probably will be end up changing. My mum will end up changing all my bed anyway. Well, I don't really sleep 100%. I don't even have the quilt on. I had that quilt on there this year. You know, head down. And motorcycles me live again. Don't know what I've done that. I should have put it back to the top. I don't know how many people viewed my other video. I did. I don't know. I did last night. I don't know. I think I had 12 viewers, but I don't know if that was you or a girlfriend viewing me, or it was just. I mean, I ain't blocked from YouTube for anything now. I used to be blocked for mostly everything. 20 hours ago, I had 4 views on that. I have to go onto more videos, go to live. Should be a thing called live tab. Now live. Or so one I did that was, where's the 3 hours video I did? 3 hours, I had 15 views on that. 15 views on that. And that ain't from me. And that won't be from my girlfriend, I don't know. I understand that. I'm trying to use it on my internet, that is quite really good. That's probably one. They could be thinking of the usage and the corrections on the thing, they're not right. So I rebooted my router again, but I rebooted it last week when I wasn't here, I couldn't notice. My brother wouldn't, unless he'd test you on the connection and he just reboots again. Didn't even boil the kettle. For fuck's sake. Just can't be fucking off with anything today, you know. Can't be arsed at all with anything. I'm fed up. I'll try and see if I can do it on that iPhone 6 because I think that'd have a better. That's better so old than this, you know. I was going to get a case for this as well, that iPhone 10, you know. It's so easy to carry because the screen's scratched on this phone anyway. There's no point in having a flip thing that goes over that screen because just, you know. I'm saying I wish people would draw me, but it's like I've got to do something. Do you know what I should do? Because I did videos 3 months ago when I was in Premiere and I did reviewed them neither. I mean, Premiering, I've lost interest with Premiering because I ripped my girlfriend off. I ripped my fucking girlfriend off, so I won't be using them anymore. They're a waste of time now. Premiering. Sorry about last night if anybody watched the video or anybody, but I'll only be doing this for because I want to do an Instagram live video and all. 33 minutes on this. Okay, now. I'm just saying, it's one of them bloody lives where we just seem to just slave and fucking do what you know. People, I mean, autistic people will be interested in that, even if they were forced. We wouldn't be interested in it. But some autistic people are very clever and they succeed in life, you know. Because it's so autistic, we need some things, we need help, things we're getting a place to live, stuff like that. People just don't fucking understand the condition at all. The condition is just as worse as getting in a wheelchair. In the brain, in the mental health, not physically but mentally. It's like your brain's in a wheelchair mode. You just can't get out of it, you know. Unless you have a lot of people that educate you and learn you a bit more, sit down, learn you all the while. Maybe your brain will stick into gear, you know. But I don't have that. My family ain't like that anyway. You know, I can't help myself. Some things I can help myself, but some things I can't. You know, like reading and writing, I'd need a little bit. I mean, what I'll do is translate the words I can't read and then write them down and then keep saying them. That's how I used to do it at school. That's how I managed to read texts on my phone. I think I can read texts and my girlfriend sends me because she sends me similar texts most of the time. So I've learned how to read that. But anything I'm new on, like, it's like anybody, your brains needs to be learned how to get used to something, like, you know. But I'll tell you, if I had any children, right, the children would be fucking autistic and I'd have to help them big time. You know what I mean? That, be honest with you, I'd have to buy my house. I'd have to buy my house and give it them when I do pass away, you know. Because they would bear it. They wouldn't cope in this world. And I'd leave all my money to them as well. No, I'm leaving all my money to my girlfriend and my brother. I'm leaving, actually, my girlfriend, my mum, and my brother. I'm leaving all, if I have any when I'm older. If I do, you know, suddenly have something wrong with me, I'll just have a feeling everything will go right, and then I'll have health conditions, you know, and there's something wrong with me when I'm older. When everything's going right. So there's something me up here. Mind you, I won't be alright because it's not like, I mean, people say you look about 18-year-old, I'm 27 years old, mate. You think I'm 9 years younger than I am. Mind you, that could be possible, that can. Somebody could look 50 and only look, I mean, somebody could be 50 and they say they're 40. I'm thinking, like, yeah, he looks about 40, you know. I don't know. Strange how human beings, how much their body. I mean, I've got some grey hair. I don't know if you notice it. I've got some grey, not there. I've got some grey hair there. I don't know. And then and my girlfriend was going on about the back of my hair. I'm getting grey at the back of my hair now. So before I'm 40, I should probably be grey. Possibly another 10 years, I won't be this hair colour. I'll be grey. It's unbelievable. My age. I mean, that shows you that shows you I have stress. That shows you I do not handle stress. If my hair's going like that, they say that's something to do with having depression and stress and all sorts of different things. So it I get more depressed than my girlfriend's dad, and he's supposed to have it. I mean, the only reason why is because he don't go out and mix with people. You know what I mean? Me, I've got it because I don't seem to get anywhere. You know, I've tried my best, and you know, it's just not enough. And I probably have to push harder. I have to push a bit harder and get my own way a bit more. You know, somewhere because it's not. Nobody's going to look after you. You look after yourself. It's short. People don't look out for one another anymore. So shit. Really, really shit. Just saying, things will work themselves out eventually. I mean, life never only time that life's put on a plate, a job is put on a plate. If your dad works for himself, he's a toiler or he's a plumber or he's an electrician. Your son, if you've got any kids, they can obviously go the same way as their dad. But me, I haven't got that. I can't be a lorry driver. I don't want to drive. You think I'm going to drive a big lorry? I'll end up crashing into a wall. The way I feel, I will. Honestly, I'm telling the truth. The way I feel about life, I'll just crash it into a fucking brick wall. You know what I mean? Think, fuck it. I don't want to live this fucking shit, you know what I mean? So I feel like sometimes. I sort of, you know, coughing fucking. This is what I mean. I will tell you a secret. Personally, I am the way I am, but I'll try and get out of this. But, you know, if I went to a job centre, I'd look for jobs with the person on the computer, and I think I'd have to go for a course on the maths and things, especially working in a shop with my maths, counting money. I mean, I understand the good. If somebody, all right, somebody give me a £10 change, right? Come on, if something costs £20 and they give me £30, right? That'd be easy. Give them £10 change back. That's simple. Most people would only give you that anyway. £10 more in change anyway. I can't see anybody today even giving him change, extra money to pay for something. You have to give them change because right, things are going up. People are not affording to get a chocolate bar from the fucking shop, even if you've got two jobs. That's how bad it is. You know, it's getting to the point where people are just going to riot in the streets. I can't wait till this happens, and I will be there. I will be there doing the same thing, even though I ain't really in the same system as them. I'm out of the system, to be honest. I'm out of the system because the only reason why I'm out of the system is my dad and mum are still alive. I'd have to be in the system, especially in my own place. I'd have to have a full-time job. I'd probably have to earn over 21,000 a year to cope in life, you know, and probably even have to be on £25,000 a year to survive, you know what I mean? Which is like something like a principal of nearly 1,700 quid a week, a month. 1,700 quid, £1,700 a month, you know. You know, personally, some people don't want to be earning that much because they don't spend that much. See, if they live on their own and they don't use much of their electric, they don't have the TV on very often, they don't really have a whole lot of warm drinks, they just have stuff from the shop like lemonade, beer, and stuff like that, and just on the Xbox for an hour. The Xbox would only use 50p of the fucking electric being on an hour. I've monitored my Xbox activity. I've got when I get a plug, I monitor the electric it uses. And you know how much 25 kilowatts the fucking Xbox uses, which is that in an hour is only 50p of the electric these days. Which is, I don't know actually. No, it isn't. I'm lying actually because that would be costly. If that was on for 5 hours, that would be fucking costly. Let's say the TV uses the most power downstairs out of every device that's in this house. The kettle, the toaster, the microwave, then the TV in the living room because that's a 60-inch TV. That would use a lot of power because it's a big screen. The more bigger the screen on the telly is, the more it's got to process, and the more power it uses. You know, it's obvious. It's common sense. It's like the bigger the processor is on your computer, the more power it's got to take out of the power supply to power it up. You know what I mean? Because the chips also gives off a lot more heat dissipation as well. You know, which uses a lot more electric if something's overheating. If something's got a technical issue, a fault, the chip's overheating, that uses more power as well because it's giving off too much watts. I'll tell you what, TVs do not, little TVs, 24-inch TVs do not use no power at all. They don't, because they're LED, look, LED. LEDs have a way of communicating with each other, LED lights. That's what saves the power. Say an LED light, they all work together. Basically, if one LED light don't work, none of them work. That's what keeps the power cost down. Because what happens, they share each other's power. Light bulb, it's sort of just one element. It just powers on one element, and it's like, I don't know. A computer, I mean, I've turned the LED lights off because they use a lot. They can use a bit of power. Not, they could use only about 1 watt of the power supply. So if they've turned off, that uses. And I notice, the sun's coming in. I see how the sun's moving quick now. Just saying, if I can get it in a different place, I would put it up a bit where the sun ain't reflecting on it for the time being. So I can get it where the sun's sort of, I want to have the blinds open when it's sunny because I like to see the sun shining when at your eyes, as long as you don't look at it. Trust me, babe. Trust me. Yesterday, I shouldn't have done what I done. I flicked him up phone to see if it was scratched at the back, on the sunlight, and it felt like the fucking back in my eyes. I was saying, I'd done it yesterday when I went into the kitchen, right? I looked at the windowsill, and that fucking windowsill's reflected from the sun, and fucking like straight into sunshine. Reflection of the sun, right? Which that don't, all according to what our doctor said, that don't really, if you only look at that for a couple of seconds, it don't hurt your eyes. Because your eyes can recover from that light going in your eye. Your pupils go up and then they just go back down. Again, it doesn't hurt you, doesn't might blind you, but this makes your eyes sort of a bit blurry for a bit. So you've got to be careful, and you've got to be careful of reflection from car windows and stuff. You've got to have sunglasses on, really, when you're outside in case, something's really reflective, like a lorry with a chrome back on it, it's like really shines in your eyes, the sunshine does. It's not good for your eyesight, but if it's only a split second you look away from it accidentally, it won't hurt your eyesight. You just get a little bit of a circle and it goes away. But I hate that scene. I hate seeing that 'cause I feel like you're going blind, you know. I feel sorry for these blind people. I would help. I would 100%. My brother Kevin, right, my brother that passed away 22 years ago, he would have been blind. I would have blindly looked after him. I know. I would have looked after him. I would have given my life. I would have given my life up for him because it's important. He's my brother. At the end of the day, mate, my brother's. He's still. I still get signs from him saying he wants to. He doesn't want to be here anyway. He tells me that he wouldn't want to be here because he can't see nothing, and he's happy. But he says to me, I mean, I had a dream about Mark Kieran. I had a dream of him being 22 years old. What a strange dream. My brain works perfectly. You know what it is? My brain doesn't know how to send the signals physically when I'm thinking about something. My brain works all right, but it doesn't know how to throw the signals right. It doesn't know how to send the signals right. So if I think about something, the signals don't go through right. I don't know what it is when I'm trying to do something, trying to think of something. My mind goes blank. Don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because of having been anxious, being a bit you know, my temperament's a bit funny, you know, occasionally. I try not to be like it most of the time, but I can't help it sometimes, so. You know, can't do nothing about it. It's not very good for, I mean, I'm not feeling sorry for myself, but this person that jumped off this flat, I'll show you the thing. I'll put on Facebook, or it's probably been took off the, it's going to be, Starbridge News now. I'll look for it, hang on. And I'll share my screen if I can, hang on. I'll look for it, I've got to keep it open. That's me, video code, I think. If I go to my Facebook, I'll show you this article I put on Facebook. I don't know what, I'll show you this. I'll show you this. If I can get my screen to share the screen, you can add me on Facebook. I don't mind, because so many people that I talk to on here anyway. Just saying, I can actually add another. I can add or I'll go over the screen I'm already on. Doesn't matter. I'll show you now. Here, right. This is the article I put on. Well, I actually, what am I doing? Hang on. Sorry. So don't worry about that. Oh, what the hell is going on with Facebook, man? I didn't even press back, you muppet. Alright, this mouse. This is the comments I had if you see them, because it's got a good picture on it. It's not pixelated. Man dies after falling from block of flats in Starbridge, right? You know, that just sums up what people feel. They're that depressed they're jumping off fucking flats. You know. And I mean, he probably hanged off one of them fucking transmitters. I'm not going to do it, but he probably did hang off one of them before he went, you know. Mind, I don't know what flat. You saw that window there that's open there, if you see my cursor. You know what I mean? Probably was, you know. Look what my mate put. You know, look what my mate put here. Yeah, but I'm sorry, mate. You gotta get back. You gotta get into life. That's the facts of life. It's what people are trying to do. I'm just trying to prove. I might get rid of that comment. I don't like that comment there. I will keep it on because I like it. He's a good mate. He is. I think he didn't. I think he took a bit of offence to it. Well, I don't know. I think it's because he suffers with depression, like me. But I'm sorry. I put this is what is happening in the real world, people. You know, which true. It's what's happening in the real world. You know, and then oh shit, sorry about that. That was all my blood. I remember that phone head. These are just videos I used to do on Facebook. I don't bother doing one. I ain't got time for Facebook anymore. I'm on Facebook. I'm on quite a few accounts. That's me. This is how I'm making this work through my phone. It's on Duo. See, Duo voice call. That's more. I mean, I shouldn't show that, but it don't matter. I can show you my mobile numbers. I don't mind anybody ringing me on it. I will answer to young people that I don't know anyway. So just leave me a voicemail if you want to get in touch with me. I shouldn't have showed that really, but it doesn't really matter. I don't mind giving my number out to people. I probably will end up getting into the video anyway, eventually. Let me just get my webcam back on. What was it now? Video capture device. Not sure what it is now. It would be video capture device. I forget how to use OBS. I do. So do training on OBS, you know. Working out the controls. There we are. I'll be back again. Sorry about that. OBS is one of the most easiest streaming softwares you can use, and it's still quite hard to work out some things, isn't it? You know, like my microphone inputs, there's two microphone input things on my computer, and it gets confused with one of the ports. You know, you've got the middle port where your headphone jack goes in, a pair of computer speakers goes in, and the next one's a microphone. If you've got an internal microphone, which nobody uses today, people do it the way I'm doing it. It's much easier. It's much easier to set up. I mean, I could get an internal microphones. You know how much internal microphones are? The proper microphones are like that. Will have the tissue on it. Like, you know what they use when they're interviewing somebody on the Sky Sports when they're interviewing a football player. You know how much them cost? £21,000. The microphones cost. It cost and the cameras they use, the 4K cameras, £35,000. I read up on them. The expensive equipment that Sky uses to record the football and all that. You know. They're they're ultimate 4K fucking cameras, you know what I mean? They're proper, they don't pixelate the channels, only if the weather's bad, it's when the channel pixelates, you know, because of the satellite not receiving the signal correctly. But like, you know, because satellite TV is the crappiest you can go with, especially in England because the weather's so bad. Or most of the time, the weather in the winter is quite bad with the snow and all that. I'm surprised they even have it in pub Sky because it has problems and the weather's really bad. And people start getting pissed off about it when they're watching the football and it pixelates. I remember when I was in a pub watching Aston Villa with my dad, and this storm come and the fucking the sound went funny on the Sky in the pub and everything. You could hear like clicking and everything on the fucking sound. And it was because of this thunderstorm coming past the satellite, you know, where the signal, where the satellite points in space, it wasn't receiving the satellite signal anymore. And it was going, because it's a big dish as well in the pub. It's got a big satellite dish, and it still couldn't receive the signal, you know. Because abroad, if you had satellites like they have abroad, I think the weather it wouldn't affect the signal. I think the signal would be too strong. It wouldn't affect the signal if you had a storm. I don't think it would. Possibly would because electrical storms will affect anything, even the internet. You know, especially BT because their master sockets can blow. It can blow the fuse in the master socket, you know, and you have to replace it. You have to come out and take two cables out of the old one and put a new one in. You don't know, you just have to replace the socket that's on the wall. While you comes in for BT, you know, or Virgin have to be careful with that route if you did have a lightning storm. That hasn't got a surge protection on the line at the minute, which I'm a bit worried about. We haven't had a thunderstorm once this year. You know what I mean? I've not heard of one. I don't think we have this year. It's been too hot to have a thunderstorm. I think, mind you, it couldn't have been too hot to have a thunderstorm, could it? Mind you, the temperatures have been what we're not been used to a few weeks ago, right? Around 35, 37 last month, you know what I mean? This time last month, you know. I don't know. There's something else I need to show you on. I already showed that thing. I'm supposed they haven't blocked me on that. They haven't emailed me YouTube saying I put a copyright strike on that video I did when I put Mum Nan and my mum dancing that music. Maybe they'll let me off with that because it's somebody dancing. Maybe you can't avoid the music unless you mute it. Maybe I should have muted it actually because there was a way of muting it. I think they know I'm using OBS and I have problems using it. Mind you, I'll give them the money doing this YouTube. Because their servers are getting occupied by me doing this now. They're getting profit from that. Me doing these videos, even though they're shit, which they are. They're still getting profit, YouTube, because there are no adverts on my videos, but they're still getting profit from it. And then when I'm using Duo, it's their product. This is what I'm using as well, Google. This is from run through Google, Facebook. If most things are run through Google, most websites run through the Google servers as well. I've got a Google Pixel 6a phone there as well. That's run through Google. This Google makes the phone. Don't get me wrong, the phone's got a little bit of problems with Instagram when I go live. There's a bit of buzzing on it, but I'll let that go. It's probably a problem that'll be fixed eventually. Maybe in a few months, because I had that with this iPhone. It was very quiet, and it's alright when I'm doing a video on that. That's strange. So they know, they obviously must watch the videos. You know what I mean? Just thinking, nobody even fucking joins me. Every time I do these flipping videos, nobody ever joins. Fucking shadows. No, I'm just saying, no, but anybody who wants to, if it's something I don't like, I will block you. I'll block the user. Like I always do. I do it on Facebook. You know, like my team's a good mate, so I like when that comment's not really that nasty. It's just to say, don't ever, don't bother us on because it's depressing. Well, it is. The thanks of life are. The end of the day, life is now. Because the way the continent's changed, nobody wants to do anything about it. All they want to do is live in denial. Living the same fucking lifestyle like for 10, 20 years, still doing the same job, still living in the same area, still, fucking boring. You want to move on. After about 40 years, you do. I mean, God, I'm told there's a chap over the road, he's Cyril. He's nice to talk to. I think his wife ain't very well, and I think he needs the company, personally. I mean, I always said yours, if you need any help or anything, just come over here. My mum and dad, if I'm here, I'll help you. I'll go over and help you do anything, put a shelf up. All I've just sort of said, if you need any help in here, I'll come over and do it. I don't mind, you know. Or if he was a young person, I'd say, sod off. You don't, you know, you can do it yourself because you're young, you're healthy. You know, you know how to put a screw in a fucking wall. You know what I mean? Just as long as you don't cut through an electrical wire and electrocute yourself. You know, which a lot of idiots do. They need to get something that detects an electrical interference there, you know, beep, 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 beep. You can get them things. You can also plug it into your socket, and if you put something metal, the socket will do a surge break, you know, where the lights will beep on it. I think something like that, anyway. Sometimes I do make things up, but maybe I've dreamed about it, I don't know. But I think they do make devices where you can put something metal on the wall and electrical wiring in the wall, because it's only a couple of metres in the wall. It will detect a little bit of a magnetic field, and it will make the thing on the socket actually, on the thing that you got plugged into the outlet, it will make it beep more, which means there's an electrical cable there somewhere. So you don't put a screw in that wall, because if you go too far in the wall, it'll cut the cable, and then you'll have electrical problems. You'll keep cutting and trickling off the power, and also give you a bit of a zap. It worked more than I had a zap at the flat 30 odd years ago, right before I was born, and she was putting a clock on the wall, and I think it's where the clock is now. But the wire had to, they had to strip, they had to get the electrical wire, they had to pull the electrical wire in through that socket where behind my nan's telly. That had to be replaced. They did. They didn't replace the socket. What they did, they had to take the cables out of the terminal and that outlet, or the plug, as we say in the UK, and then they pulled the cable through. The big long, you know, the cable we use is like the electrical cable we use is like a string. It's not like string, but it's like it's sort of like that. It's a bit like that internet wire there. It's a bit like that, but it's a bit more wider. See what they do sometimes, electricians, they do what my dad's done with the internet wire for my brother in his room, from the internet in here. They do it like that, and sometimes what they do, they fill it in with filler, and then they just do the whole wall so it blends in, you know. Electricians do. I mean, to be honest, as an electrician, I would try. The only thing I'm scared of is getting electric shock. I have had a little zap off a laptop charger before, and that don't off it. That would never. I do not always like extension lead with switches on in case some fault happens. You switch it on, the thing goes bang, and you're not holding it. The actual thing went pop, and it sparked, and I think something. Well, I felt something. I felt tingling anyway. I felt something like pins were in me. I felt something. It was electric shock, definitely, because it fucking hurt. And my dad's had one. My dad would tell you it's very. I don't know. I don't think it wasn't. I mean, when he was changing my plug in my room, because what I did, I dropped my radio on top of the plug, right? A radio dropped off the shelf and it hit the fucking socket. It hit the plug and it had a big crack on it, and you could see the wires inside it. So I had to tell my dad, I had to go down to my dad, and can you change the socket for me? Because he's good. He could have been an electrician, really. And my mum was an idiot. She turned the fucking power back on while he was doing it, didn't he? And I think the wire was actually touched the wire when I think the copper was touched his wrist. This bit of his hand here, you know, the bit here, he touched him here and it gave him a bit of a fucking zap, I tell you. Give him quite a zap. You know, and he actually turned the power off again, he triggered the power off again. So, you know, but it didn't, I think at that time he didn't have that special switch on the fuse box that triggers the power off. If there's too much current going through an outlet, it will cut the power off, everything goes off in the house. The TV, the internet, everything, fire alarms go off, everything. Everything, but them charging anyway, they're on charge all the while. So if they did ever have a power cut or an electrical fire, they would still work, but if the fire got into them, they would stop working, that's the trouble. They ought to have them where they have some kind of cover over them, fireproof cover over them, which they might have actually, you know. What I'm going to do, I'm going to probably leave it there in a minute. I'm going to leave it here. Yeah, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it as an hour because it's comfortable to watch then. And then I'll text my girlfriend to say, oh, I mean, if you want to, you don't have to come round my house for 2 hours. But I think my mum, because of the way my mum is, she won't. I hope they all come to a build. I want them to go away. But, you know, you could stay anyway. Even, you know, but you couldn't stay if they were. So if my dad ain't got it, my brother's feeling alright. I'm feeling alright now. I'm feeling fine. No, I should have said I'm feeling alright, you know. Because she's blaming me for having been unwell as well, you know. Oh, if she can't go away and she blames me, I'll tell you what, I'm not going to be very happy with my mum. She blames me. It's her fault for going and doing it. Why don't you just have 3 weeks off from doing the fucking cleaning, you know, have a break? I would. If my girl, I'll say to my girlfriend, Zora, I'll take the 3 weeks off, and you just go to thinking, and she says, no, I'll have to do it, buddy. I don't think my dad would have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with most things, I stepdad really. You could easily go in your room and say, you need to go in the back room to him if you're watching TV. You could have a talk with him and he'd say, oh, I'm alright with her staying, I'm alright with your girlfriend staying, You usually kind of like that normally, most of the time. If you ain't nasty to him. If you talk to him okay, he'll be alright about everything most of the time. If I have any problem. Say if I asked him about what happened, that phone call I had with you yesterday, and I told Mum to think Dad would probably, more than likely, if I showed the guy what he looked like, he'd probably find him tomorrow. Because he rides around, he knows how Owen. He's drove everywhere in the lorry around here, Owen. I've been everywhere in the UK, even though his lorry at the minute. He's been everywhere near enough. He knows everywhere in the UK, my dad does. You know what I mean? He knows all of Scotland, he knows all of Wales, he knows all of Cornwall. You know what I mean? I mean, you don't go down Cornwall very often in a lorry because down there it's so slow. Scotland's quite slow. You know where I'd like to move to? I mean, Yorkshire looks a nice place. Yorkshire looks a nice place. I like the hills in Yorkshire. I like all that. Yorkshire's got some nice little lakes and stuff and all, you know. But like, yeah, that's where my brother takes me once, man. When we're going to Scotland in Yorkshire. So I'm quite a long way from him then when he takes me. Yorkshire, you know what I mean? God, I think my dad's been Yorkshire everywhere, you know. I don't know, I don't know how far we would go at work today, I don't know. We don't know how long we'd be working today, you know. Oh, it's just trouble. Why would you want to do 8 hours a fucking day? That's a lot of hours in a week, that is. I'll do about 6 hours maximum, especially in a shop, standing on your feet constantly. There's no chairs to sit on. That would hurt my feet. That would bang my feet, especially every day. After a week, my feet started aching at the job I went to. You know, I thought I had to sit down for a while. You know, it's getting too much for my legs. You know. And so I used to go back. I used to buy something from the shop when I would go in. And like, I'd buy something like. Yeah, this is another thing I'll show you before we go because I'm going to leave it after a few minutes now. I've gone over an hour. Them supposed to help you sleep because what they do, they stop you hearing things. Like somebody gets up in the night, I can't hear my mum getting up. But them don't seem to fit in my ear like them other things. I think what I need to do, I need to find a way of sticking them in my ear so they stay in my ear properly. Just not enough to give myself an ear infection because you've got to watch what you do and watch what you put in your ears because you can get yourself an ear infection. Oh, then folks, I'm going to leave it there because that'll be enough. I don't want to do a 3 hour video like I did last night. Oh, God's sake, I just can't do because I keep fucking moving it. Now I'll say the sun's gone in now. Just say I'll leave it there because I've been like an hour and 5 minutes on this call now. Alright then, folks, you take care, everybody. Alright, bye. Doing Instagram videos.